Hi guys, you're welcome to another episode of Mailbox. My name is Adesho. On this episode of Mailbox, we'll be addressing different mails from different people from all over the world. Our first mail today is from Anjali Sharma, 33, from India. She said, mother-in-law trouble. My mother-in-law still has a key to our house and walks in unannounced. My husband says that's how she is. How do I set boundaries without ending my marriage? So, Anjali, I think to start with, there's a fundamental problem that is wrong with your marriage. The very fact that a third party has access to your house, whether she's your mother-in-law, father-in-law, brothers or sister, I think it's important that you actually define why she has the extra key with her. Now, you really didn't mention how long this marriage has been for, if you guys just got married or you've been married for a while. So, I mean, because if you guys just got married and is that your mother-in-law used to stay with the son and she has the key. I know there's something about Indian culture, you know, that they have the family and the likes around them. So really, you really need to understand what the situation is. Aside from that, I think this conversation is between yourself and your husband. You are asking us that how would you set boundaries without ending? You shouldn't end your marriage. There are conversations, there are issues, and there are conversations. Nothing should even end to actually the end of a marriage, whatever the case may be. Nothing should actually end a marriage if there's no physical abuse or there's no form of abuse there's nothing that is threat to life. Nothing should actually, there's no conversation you can have. So I think you should just speak to your husband and let him know that you're not comfortable with the situation. I'm sure he would also explain to you why is or why is not. So pretty much, I think we've been able to respond to your mail, Anjali. That will take us to our second mail today from Linda Doveres. She's 38, from Netherlands. Financial secrets. Says, I just discovered my husband has 50,000 USD in credit card debts he never told me about. We were planning to buy a house next month. Can a marriage survive this kind of life? No. Marriage can't really survive on lies. However, I'm sure there'll be a conversation around it, you know. Do not see him from that point of view that he's trying to keep a secret or is trying to hide it from you. Sometimes too, people try to manage expectations and emotions, you know. You really know your partner and how they will be able to handle information. There'll be a story behind that debt, I'm sure, if you ask him. And if the story to it is not valid, unfortunately, you guys are married, you know. It's already a marriage, so it implies that you guys have to sit down and talk it out. And moving forward, you want to see some elements of transparency. Of course, you would also have plans on how to reduce that debt or how to clear off that debt. I'm sure he's your husband and he has good intention. So, I mean, no marriage can survive on life. So see to it that you guys sit and trash the conversation out, and also pray. In the place of prayer, talk to God about issues like this. take us to our last mail for today from Samuel Debo, 35, is from France. Samuel says, the child-free debate. Before we got married, we both agreed no kids. Now my wife has changed her mind and says she feels incomplete. I still don't want them. Do we have to divorce? So, Samuel, no, I don't think divorce is the next conversation. So just like I speak to people each time, change is the only constant thing. You know, sometimes you grow into some things, you begin to crave some things at a certain level in life. And I'm sure this conversation needs to start from what you actually feel for your wife. If it was love, if it was partnership, you know, each time we speak about relationship, marriage, we talk about kindness, we talk about compassion, being compassionate, you know, having a large heart. A conversation on having children shouldn't lead to divorce. Critically think about it. You are not even the one that will carry the baby, you know. The responsibilities on both of you is even more on her physically than, materially. You might say, oh, okay, maybe, you know. But then again, I think it's a conversation you want to sit down and have with her. She would give you a reason why. You would give her a reason why not. And both of you will meet at an agreement, you know. Over time, is either you grow into wanting to have kids, you know, or she grows into not wanting to have kids anymore. But if she's insisting, if it's somebody that you love and you guys are really seeing a future with each other, I think sometimes there are rules that we can bend in marriage. It won't hurt anyone. I'm sure if you see the reason why, even you also have to speak to God in the place of prayer, because it's looking like there's a root to whatever conversation you are having about kids. There's something about it that is personal that you've not been able to speak out to people about. I think it's a conversation you also might want to have with your wife. The reason why not, because it's very rare. On rare occasion would you see someone that do not love kids or wouldn't want to produce or multiply, you know, especially a man. There must be something about it that you want to speak to your wife about it. And if it's that difficult a conversation to have, speak to God in the place of prayer. It will help you. It will see you through. And I wish you guys the best. I hope I've been able to respond to your mails. So guys, that'll be the end of today's episode of Mailbox. Till next time, my name is Adesha. Bye-bye.